Hey guys, I am back for another video. I must be feeling real good this week because this is two videos in 1 week. You guys are welcome. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you guys for following me, and thanks to all my new subscribers. I hope you enjoy these videos. They don't be about shit. I don't know why y'all be watching me because I don't be talking about nothing. And I talk very long. I know y'all hate them very long videos, but y'all know I be having stuff to say. And because I don't record a lot, I got to get them all out in one video. So this video is probably about to be kind of long because I am long-winded. But it was really on my heart to talk about this, as is everything else that I feel so passionate about. I wanted to talk today about co-parenting. Now, as you guys know, I am totally transitioning and going through a whole bunch of like different transitions. When people say transitioning, don't it seem like they just really need to get their shit together? That's what I be feeling like. Like, bitch, if you don't hurry up and get your shit together, but I'm really transitioning. So I am currently like actively co-parenting with my son's father. Um, and I say I have two sons, 4 and 7. My baby will be 7 tomorrow, and I can't believe it. Like this time has flew by. Um, but that's the love of my life. Like, if y'all don't know how hard this is for me, like literally the love of my life. I haven't seen him in like 2 months, maybe. It's hard. But anyway, so yeah, I'm actively co-parenting with my sons, SONS apostrophe SONS apostrophe. Yeah, my son's father. Two sons. And I have two daughters who are twins. And they'll be 15 in about a month. And I'm old as shit. But I'm not actively co-parenting with their parent. I'm their parent. With their father, I'm their parent. He's their father. Whatever. So this is like I'm gonna give you a little bit of a background because I'm not gonna go real deep into what the situation is until probably another video when I feel like giving y'all all that information. But I got other people I need to share that with first before I share it with the whole world. So anyway, so about in 2015, me and my daughters had this, how dare I call it, an altercation, because like I'm the mama and they the fucking kids. But they were teenagers. So we had this dispute or whatever. They ended up getting into some trouble. So, being teenagers, they feeling themselves. They tried to challenge me and shit just didn't go down right. So they ended up moving with their dad. Their dad stays in Mississippi, and it was pretty much what had ended up happening with me and their situation. Like our relationship was already like starting to change because they had become teenagers. They had started going to this different school with these different kids, and they started basically feeling themselves like, and they was not gonna listen to me, and I didn't have like a support system who would tell them that y'all need to listen to your mom. Your mom knows what she's talking about. Regardless, even if she don't know what she's talking about, y'all need to listen to your mom. So basically, I had some very spoiled and entitled children, kind of how I was when I was a teenager. So they felt like they should get whatever they wanted to. They should do whatever they wanted to do. I shouldn't have no say. So they shouldn't have to watch their brothers. And basically, what I was doing all the time was just working. I was always working. I either had one or two jobs. And I would constantly be at work. If I had overtime, I was doing overtime. I was like working all the time. So they would have to watch their brothers a lot. And they did have to watch their brothers a lot. And they didn't like that. They didn't like the fact that they had to do that. So they were rebelling as usual, and they would be like, we want to go stay with our daddy and da 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 da. Even though their daddy hadn't been active in their life in years, like literally since they were like 5 years old, he hadn't been active in their life. So now they 14, and all of a sudden, like, y'all want to go stay with your daddy? Okay, cool, go stay with him. So they went to stay with their dad. So my plan was when they went to move with their dad, I was like, you know what? I really want to move out of the state. And I have been talking about it forever that I was going to move out of the state. So I said, while they're gone, I'm gonna plan to move. So me and my son's father had talked about it, and he said, well, I'll just help you. I'll take the boys, and so it'll be easier for you to transition, to move, to get ready to move, so you can start getting your shit together, because I was paying a lot of money out for a lot of stuff. So I'm like, okay, cool. So the plan was, he was only supposed to keep the boys for a year, for the school year. So it was kind of like, they left in that summer of 2015, and then he was going to keep them to the next school year, to the next summer. Bam. Summer comes. It's this year, 2016. Y'all know I moved. So I've been trying to move. I'm still transitioning with the move. The move actually went a little longer than I thought it was going to take or whatever. So long story short, the boys are still there. Talked to the boys, told the boys that by the end of the summer, which starting this school year, I will get them at the end of the summer. But I can't really get them at the end. I could, but I'm still transitioning. You know what I'm saying? I'm still going through whatever. So I can't really get them. He still has them. Now, my only thing, I have so many different things with co-parenting. Like, we didn't have the best relationship as partners. We don't have the best relationship as parents either, considering the fact that we got a lot of like issues from past shit that we need to like handle. Um, but not as much so now anymore. I think because I'm just like done with all the extra shit. And I'm really just about the boys. Like, let's take care of the boys or whatever. Let me figure out my shit and you got the boys. But my thing is that he's just as much as of their parent as I am. And of course, being a single mom for so long, like I've had my boys since they were born. So to give to let them go stay with their father so he could full time do his duties for a year, to me, it was a lot, but it still made sense to me because shit, I had been doing it for 6, 7 years already by myself. So for me to do that, but you get a lot of criticism from family, you get a lot of criticism from his people, you get a lot of criticism from his girlfriend, you get a lot of criticism from everybody, like you're doing a bad thing as a mother, when in fact I felt like I was being the more selfless person to actually, because if anybody knows me, they know I love my kids like more than anything in this whole wide world. Like, you can get it over my kids. Like, you could definitely get it over my kids. And I'm not even like a confrontational, violent person, but you could definitely get it over my kids. So, for people to try to question my love or my loyalty for them because my sons are with their father, and it's not really making it, it's not like this is why I have a problem with it, because I couldn't do what I needed to do because I was forced to be a single parent for so fucking long. I've been a single parent since I've been 19 years old, and I am currently 34. So for me to take this opportunity to try to get some type of support for a year, don't try to criticize me for co-parenting the right way, because I'm not being this selfish ass bitch with my children like most women are. And I feel like that's a problem with a lot of women. And I don't know if it happens in other communities, but I know in the Black community, it is so shunned upon for women to actually have the fathers do what the fuck they're supposed to do. Like, I have little boys. I used to think all the time, like, it used to really disturb me that I didn't have a man in the house, because my sons would start to do the shit that I was doing. Like, real talk. They had sisters. They had older sisters. So the only people to look up to in the house, and I don't have any brothers. And I had my dad. My dad is like 70 something. So, he not out here like actively trying to be out and take my boys to the baseball game and no shit like that, because he older. Like, so, and they young little kids get on your nerves, which I get that, but they don't have uncles like that. And his family wasn't really like supportive and like let me come get my nephews and all of that shit. So it was just pretty much me and my kids all the time. So, they started to do the stuff I would do. And I'd be like, y'all need to be around y'all daddy more, but their daddy stayed out of state. And he stayed about 4.5 hours away. So it would be hard for them to be missing their dad, for me to be like, I need some more help. I'm a single parent, and shit, truth be told, you're not paying child support. I'm not putting you on child support either, because you do what the fuck you're supposed to do for your kids. So I'm not even stressing about the money. What I'm stressing about is like not having that time where I can go out and go to school or get another job freely, because I got other shit I need to do, or be able to free up some of my money because I'm taking care of all these fucking kids by myself. And on top of that, you stay out of state. And of course, yeah, if I call you and say, I need you to send this, or the boys need this, which I usually didn't because I'm just that type of person. I mean, from the gate, they my kids. I know that they're my children. I need to take care of them. So it would just be like that. So for him to offer this additional support to me, I felt very grateful for it. But then I did also get the backlash on the other end, like I'm being a bad mother, in which I feel like, don't look down upon me because I decided to do the very grown up and mature thing and know when my limit is my limit and I need assistance. A support system is so important when you are a single parent. If you have a father, if you have a partner who you had children with who is trying to be in the children's life, if you don't take all that personal shit out of here and get the fuck out of here with that shit, let your kids have a happy life because you fucked up your life, or you made the wrong decision to have kids with the wrong person. Do not fuck up your kids' lives. And that's what I had to finally get down to the bottom of. I was never like spiteful or anything like that. Like I would try to keep him away from the kids because we wasn't together and all of that type of stuff. We just, me and his attitudes were totally different. If we ain't fuck with each other, we just didn't fuck with each other. If he was mad with me, we was just mad. We wouldn't talk. He wouldn't call about the kids. I wouldn't call him about the kids. Fuck you. I mean, that would just be both of our attitudes towards each other. And then we would eventually get over it and start to do shit we weren't supposed to do to get our relationship back on track, and then it'd be fucked up again. So that's, we out of that stage now. Now it's all about the children. Once you take your personal feelings out of it and you start to think about your children, that will make your life way more easier, and it's also going to make your children's life way more easier. Children are going to get some, if you try to be that mother that tries to keep your kids away from their dad because you don't like how he treats you, what he said to you, what his girlfriend is doing, who he's sleeping with. You don't like shit he's doing in his personal life that has nothing to do with his kids. If you try to be their mother, your kids are going to do nothing but grow up and resent you. Back in case in point to my daughters. So they felt like, I never I don't get along with their dad. I don't fuck with their daddy, really, to be honest with you. I just don't like him as a person. So with my son's father, he cool as a person. We don't have to be in a relationship. Like I can have a conversation with him about shit. You know what I'm saying? The other one, he's totally erratic. Like I can't have a conversation with him about nothing, and I'm cool on that. So I feel like the girls are old enough. They have their own phones. You call them. You need to communicate. You call them. We have nothing to communicate about. You don't send me money for them. You don't support them. We don't have nothing to talk about. They're old enough to tell you how their day was at school. They're old enough to converse with you. They're old enough to listen to your lies. Like I don't have that. And I never talked down upon him to them, but he loves to talk down on me to them because he wants to change. Who does that? Who wants to change their children's view about their parent to them? I never did that with them. So, but their only thing was, why you don't get along with my daddy the way you get along with their daddy? And, why can't we go down to see? And my thing would be, you could go anywhere he sends for you to go. If he send you the money to come to see him, you can go. I don't have extra money to be buying y'all tickets, two of y'all, at the same time, a round trip to go down there to see him. That's not my responsibility to keep that relationship together. So I'm not gonna do it. So they would get mad at that, and we want to go be with our daddy. So then they started to freaking, I started to get the backlash of that, and they went to go be with their daddy. And guess where they're back at right now? Okay. So my case in point is, if you try to keep them from that, no matter what, they're going to reconnect with that anyway. That was the decision that you made. How that was the decision that you made because things did not work out between the two of you. Some things just are not meant to be. You have to look at stuff as a blessing. Your blessing is that you got your children out of this situation. Your children are the biggest blessing ever. You now have to find a way to co parent with the other parent, even if you hate their guts. You now have to find a way to make it work in the best interest of your children. The romantic relationship between the two of you is over. Move on. Because trust me, niggas have moved on. They move on every day, B. Women just get stuck in that fucking rut. And that's not going to make it any better for you or your children. Move on. The minute you move on, you'll find a man who accepts you and those children that you had. So don't worry about it. Just move the fuck on, be able to get over the hurt, and think about the children. So my whole point was to say, any way that you can co-parent, any support system that you have, that's the best for your children. You need to make that decision. Don't let other people's opinions sway you in a different way. Don't let your emotions sway you in a different way. Back to my, that at this point, that's my thing. Emotionally, I want my sons here so bad. Like, I want to be like, fuck it, I'm coming to get them. I know logically I'm not in a situation where I should be like, fuck it, and go get them, because they're in a situation where they're in a two-parent household. They're currently in school. They're in a good neighborhood. They're in a good environment. We've settled what we needed to settle. My issues with them and my children, I've settled that. I know ultimately they good people. I don't fuck with them like that, but they good people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm never going to deny my sons of that. Of love, anybody who loves my children, I'm cool with them. Y'all love them, I'm good. My kids need as much love as they can get. They need as much support as they can get. They need as much family as they can get. I'm cool on that. I'm not with the fighting. I'm not with all of that stuff. If you can co-parent, even if the parent is so unreasonable, do what you have to do on your end to co-parent. Because at the end of the day, it's ultimately your responsibility. You made those decisions. You slept with that fuck ass nigga. You slept with that dirty ass bitch. Like, and I'm just using that as that's how people like to talk about they baby daddies or their baby mamas or whoever they had kids. Like, don't do that. You made that decision. Make your peace with that and move the fuck on. It's going to make it so much easier for your life. It's going to make it so much easier for your children's lives. And that's ultimately, at the end of the day, who matters. So I am going to continue on my co-parenting quest. I don't give a fuck about nobody's opinions about what I'm doing at this moment with my children. They will continue to stay with their father because that's the best place for them right now. And when they come back home, we'll be all good. We'll set up a plan so they can go back there. That's why I feel so bad, like, because I know he got attached to them. I know they're attached to him, but we're just gonna have to make it work. We both made these decisions to have these two children and not be together, so that's the reality of it all. And we stay in two totally different states, so that's the reality of their lives at this moment. That's the reality of our lives, and we just gotta make the shit work, and it's gonna work. My children's lives are gonna be beautiful. They have people who love them in their lives. I love them dearly. Their dad loves them dearly. We want the best for them, so I'm gonna do what I have to do to make their lives the best, and they won't be going through the shit that I'm going through. But I come from a two-parent household. My parents are still together, so imagine, it crushed the shit out of me when I had to break up my family twice with two different baby daddies. Like, that was the worst I could ever go through. I couldn't imagine not being with the person that I had kids with. I mean, my mommy and my daddy's still together. So, but shit happens, and not, they're better off with other people because it definitely were not for me. But I wish them nothing but happiness and love, peace, prosperity, and all of that shit. And so that's all I have for you guys today. So if there's a way that you can find a co-parent with your child's father, do that shit. Don't let anybody else's opinions or anything else sway your decision. Do what makes you happy. Do what makes your children happy. Do what's the easiest for you in your life, because at the end of the day, you're the one who has to live with your decision, not anybody else. Have a good one, guys.